Let's take a few moments to settle in, to slow down, to fully arrive here. Not only with your physical body, to fully be here, but also to bring your mind fully here, to bring your attention and focus fully here. Your attention and focus is best to be brought to your breath, to notice your breath, because otherwise it might wander here and there. So when you bring your attention and focus to your breath, you start settling into the present moment. Anytime you notice that you're following your thoughts again, or drifting apart somewhere else than here now, you can bring your attention and focus to your breath. So step by step we will learn how to truly come back to the present moment. No matter what happens, no matter distractions, you can always bring your attention and focus to your breath to come back to the present moment. This present moment is not only your focus on the present moment. This present moment is the space where everything is happening right now. When you focus on the present moment, it's called mindfulness. But when you focus on the space where everything is happening right now, that is much closer to presence, to the actual present moment. So you shouldn't engage too much focusing on particular objects. The goal is to let go of your focus, of your attention, to let it go into this boundless now, into this open space. And you shouldn't either focus on the open space. You need to let go of focusing. You need to let go of focusing and simply be open without focusing on openness. Of course, that is not easy, because you have a very big habit to focus on objects. Otherwise, your mind has nothing much to do if there is nothing to focus on. What do you do then if there is nothing to focus on? The mind gets confused. It doesn't know what to do without objects, without things of engagement. But take a few moments to familiarize with this new and strange feeling. It's quite new and strange not to focus on anything, on any kind of objects. It's a bit unfamiliar, it's a bit unknown. Maybe even some anxiety may come up, and that is fine. It's okay, because this is something very, very new. You're suddenly not engaging with thoughts, with feelings, with emotions, with energies, with any kinds of objects or spaces. There is nothing to focus on. Become familiar with this strange feeling. It's quite new, unfamiliar. You're exploring a new ocean, the ocean of now, the ocean of the big, big now. It includes everything, totally, absolutely. So now we will go step by step again, and now we will spend more time going deeper together. So you can notice your attention, you can bring it to your breath. If you would have any coughs, you can put your hands on your throat. It soothes your throat chakra. Sometimes the energies move quite intensely. So take a few moments to feel your breath, how the air comes in to your lungs and belly. You can feel your breath. And you can notice the space around your breath. This space around your breath is not limited. It expands throughout your chest. The space extends throughout your whole body, even around your body. Take a few moments to feel the space around your breath and to notice that it extends further and further, as far as you can be familiar, as far as you can feel the space extending. And now allow yourself to rest and to let go of holding any control. just to drop into this space, to become more familiar with this neutral space. It's quite neutral unless you put something into it. It's like an empty canvas where your focus is a paintbrush. So in this empty space, it is your focus and your mind which are painting. But become familiar with this canvas of empty space without trying to paint anything on it. Just to pause for a moment. Don't rush into painting something with your mind. Keep it open, keep it clean, empty, white, untouched. That is the now, the empty canvas. And this reality is painted already on it. And then your mind is an extra brush painting on top of the current reality. Keep it the way it is. Just the way it is. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to control. Just a few moments holding, pausing, not doing. Just empty canvas. Only the space. At any time, you can come back by noticing your breath, the space around your breath, expanding it further, and pausing into this neutral emptiness, space, canvas. take a few moments to notice your experience, to notice what you see. Your experience is happening in the space of now. Just allow it. Notice your current experience, what is happening now, and allow it. If there are some feelings, allow them. If there are some thoughts, allow them. Anything that is happening in your experience, allow. Even something uncomfortable, allow. It is the big now, the space of allowing is the big now. It always allows. Everything is always allowed. And you don't have to follow your thoughts or feelings or energies. You don't have to stay or mingle in your thoughts, feelings or energies. Just notice where they are happening. Where is your experience happening? And stay there. Become familiar, staying there. Those who are ready, you can slowly start coming back. And slowly start coming back when you're ready. Welcome back. Welcome back. So this space is the empty canvas. The present moment is the painting. It is already painted the way it is. And then you have an extra brush, which is your attention and focus. And when you start thinking about something, you start painting on top. Luckily, the now is not affected by that. It would be quite an interesting picture to see when there's a painting and something on top of it is painted as well. So luckily, this reality, this real reality is not affected so much by your thoughts. Because thoughts are quite chaotic. They're quite random, they're quite distorted. They go left and right, like a jumping monkey. And that's what it's called. In Buddhist teachings, it's called jumping monkey, or a wild horse, or a wild tiger. So the mind and the thoughts are quite uncontrollable if they're not trained. If you don't train your mind, it's going to be like a wild horse jumping left and right, or like a monkey from one branch to another, to another, to another, always going somewhere, 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 going in a loop, basically. So the mind needs to be trained so that you can stay at least for a few moments in the present moment. At least a few moments that you can stay here. And what does your mind tell you? For some of you, what's here? It's boring. Let me think about something. How about this? How about that? It's more engaging, yes? It's a theme park inside your mind. So the mind is never really here. Your focus is very rarely ever here. And you can notice this very evidently. You walk down the street and you see that people are following their thoughts, their minds, when they're walking down the street. They're rarely ever walking down the street. So unfortunately, for majority, this is how life is lived. And we know that the average human person is only 4% truly here, truly fully conscious, only 4%. So 96%, it means that it's never really real, never really here. And once the mind becomes more trained to be here, it starts to discover what it has been missing all the time. And it's been trying to look for love, for happiness, for joy, for peace, for bliss, freedom. The mind has been trying to look for it. But where? In the mind. It's not there. Love, joy, happiness, bliss is not in the mind. But the mind is looking in the mind. Where can I find it? Well, not in the mind, not there. So joy, happiness, bliss, freedom can only be found here. When the mind is trained, when the mind is brought to the present moment, what is called stillness. But the stillness is not a pause. A pause is just the entrance. That stillness is the entrance. You have to drop even pausing, even holding, and then it all opens. So when you surrender control, when you surrender holding onto objectivity, this joy, bliss, freedom opens because it is here. It is available in a deeper now. I wouldn't call it even deep. It's just here. It's just here. But the problem is that your focus is engaged with some mental energies, constantly in some kind of cloud, in some kind of personal bubble, which you call your world, the way you understand the world. The way you understand the world is not the world. It's just the way you understand it. It's just a mental conclusion of the totalness of what actually is here. So the way you understand the world is very unnecessary. It's just an idea, isn't it? If you examine it, it's just a thought, just an idea. What is now is already like this. So you will say, let me think about this. And again, you engage with your thoughts. So in this retreat, we will not try to understand things. We will not try to give you more knowledge to understand more. No, my duty is not to fill up your mind. My duty is to empty your mind, is to clean your mind, is to think less, understand less, but feel more, be here more, discover here more. That is my duty, to help you to find what is real. And happiness is truly here. Joy is here. Peace, bliss, you name it, it's all here. Everything is part of now, the source. But the mind has a very big distance, we could say. You know, that's the mind, and the source is so far away. Like, where is God? Oh, somewhere next life I'll find it. It's too far. You know, that's the mental cloud. That's the mental cloud. God or consciousness, whatever you put name on the now, right here. But you have to navigate through this cloud, engage less with all the content, and discover the real thing which is here. So the truth, where else would you find if not here? Where do you need to go to find the truth if not here? So the mind and your focus is the biggest traveler. It's not your body that's traveling. Your body is sitting right here, but your mind can travel literally to the next galaxy. You know, wherever you're gonna think, that's where your mind is gonna go. The biggest traveler. So that's the nature of the mind and your attention and focus. You see, there's the mind and then there's your attention and focus. You don't have power over your mind, but you have power over your attention and focus, whether to follow the mind or not. You get that? So your power is your attention and focus. That's where you need to start with. Yes, exactly with that. Your attention and focus right now. That's where the power is to see and choose what you want to see, what you want to experience, what you can allow your mind to think, what you can change, that you don't need to follow certain thoughts, that you don't need to engage too much with certain thoughts or feelings or stories. You have that power, and I want to show it to you. You have it. I can't give it to you, I can show it to you. I can't give it to you because you already have it, but I can show it to you how to use it. So I can't give you anything really, but I can show you how to use what is real. I can guide you and show you how things actually are. So you hold the power, and I can show you that you do have this power. Your attention and focus is the very first step to utilize your power. So you will find that you can start changing some things on what you focus on. Whether to follow, not to follow, what's popping in your mind. Oh, look at this, your mind says. Oh, I forgot that, your mind says. Oh, I should do something, your mind says. Oh, there is a problem, your mind says. You have the power to engage or not engage, to follow or not to follow. But this power will not come most likely instantaneously, that you can immediately take control of your reality and be the superhero. Because there is a habit. You see, you spend the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the habit of following whatever popped in your head. So this habit is addiction. It's addiction, literally it's addiction, it's it's a habit. And you lost your power again and again and again and again over the last decades. So now you will start to reclaim it, and you can do your best. You can do your best, and this is why we meet here, to empower you, to help you. So you can do your best. Most likely you're gonna feel quite overwhelmed at some points, that you can't do more, or that's too much. Then let go, relax, let the horse run around a bit, Let the inner horse, let your mind run around a bit, It needs to run around because it's been doing that for decades. So relax, let go, let your mind do whatever it wants to do. Because you can't control it all the time, You need, in usual cases, you need step by step. So if you get overwhelmed, if you get utterly confused, if you feel you're totally lost, if you start feeling fear, or anxiousness, anxiety, it's time to let it go. It's time to give it a little break. Then come back to your previous comfort zone. Yes, you can do that, of course. And you need to do that, because you can't push yourself too far, too much, too quickly. So you can come back to your previous comfort zone and let your mind continue whatever feels good to you. To calm down, basically, to ease off. And for those who are more adventurous, or who have been practicing for some time, for a few months or for a couple of years, you of course you can take it as far as you can. You essentially hold this power. So you can choose, you can see what your attention and focus is engaging with. And tomorrow and a day after, we're going to explore more about how things work, how this attention and focus mechanism works. We will come to know what it is. We will come to know the deeper subconscious mechanics, unconscious mechanics. We will come to know what is the center of your attention and focus. From where did that originate? How did it come to be? And how the mind came to be? How did this whole problem happen? We will come to know that in the next days. So apart from that, today you have discovered your power. And use it wisely. Yes, use it wisely. You can play with it. You can see how far you can choose, how much you can be disengaged from things popping up in your head or requiring your attention. Attention. Yeah, you can choose as much as you feel comfortable. And if you start feeling overwhelmed, lost, confused, or anxious, it means it's time to let it go, stop, relax, calm down, come back to your comfort zone. So this is the introduction to the very first step to reclaim your power. And the power is very powerful, so use it wisely. And do as much as you can. Don't push yourself too much either. You need to also love yourself. First you need to push yourself, then you need to love yourself. Because otherwise you're going to be lazy, I know that. Otherwise you're going to be just sitting around and following your thoughts and what's this, what's that. First you need to push yourself a bit out of your comfort zone, and then you need to love yourself. And that's a process, yes? It's a cycle. You push yourself a bit further to the new you, to the next level, to a higher consciousness, and then you need to love yourself, to heal, to let go, to integrate. So it goes in cycles with every new big opening. Push yourself, love yourself. Push yourself, love yourself. As additional, another step, so when you will start next time noticing that suddenly comes in, that the mind comes in, let it come in for a moment. Like, all right, don't resist it. Let it come in for a moment. And you will see that there will be less resistance. So immediately you will stay more deeper. So when the mind comes, you shouldn't block it immediately. Let it come in a bit. Okay, come here, yes, come here. Yes, okay, come here, okay, yes, yes. And then in that way, when you allow it for a bit, you're deeper. So if you resist, it will grab you. Yeah, so allow it a bit. Yeah, allow it a bit. But not too much that it overtakes you. Yeah. Allow it a bit.